We're starting the cross-examination now. Michelle here was in charge of telling me why Guantanamo Bay should be closed, and now I'm going to ask her a few questions about this. All right, so first off, in your video, you said that we should bring these prisoners to the United States, and why are they not held here in the first place?
They're not held here because Guantanamo Bay is currently a no man's land. Since no one technically owns the base, the United States can use it as sort of a place to go around the Constitution and the Geneva Conventions, which are set up to secure prisoners, to make sure that prisoners have rights.
All right, and why does the United States see that this needs to be done, and why are there national security threats?
They are seen as national security threats, and they are held there to they're held there because they see it better to keep them there indefinitely than give them the rights of a trial and to show that they could be innocent. But by doing this, you lose the chance to give them a trial, and in the trial they can provide more information about potential threats and other things if they are in the trial.
All right, next, if you do bring them to the U.S., how do you prevent the radicalization of prisoners in the U.S.? This is a problem that has occurred in the past.
I guess you would kind of have to make sure that they are have more guards and things to keep them from radicalizing the prisoners. I guess you just need to make sure that the security at the prisons know these people need to be kept separate. They need to be made sure that they are not spreading the radical ideas.
All right, and then in your first advantage in the violation of the Geneva Convention and the Constitution, you name tube feeding up there, but is it not in the United States government's best interest to keep people alive, especially if they're trying to kill themselves?
It is in the United States' best interest, but tube feeding does create a bunch of issues. It causes esophagus damage, and then since tube feeding requires the food to be liquidized, prisoners will start to lose their ability to digest solid food, which then means they have to be kept on tube feeding, and that does start to rack up prices.
Right, and the last question is, what is the cost difference of closing Guantanamo Bay and upgrading current Supermax prisons to the standards that Guantanamo Bay has?
So I don't know the exact cost off the top of my head, but right now it is estimated, different sources have different prices, but there is an estimation of between $3 million and $11 million cost per, so there is a big difference, big gap between those two numbers, but you can take the money that is cost per prisoner that are being held at Guantanamo Bay and put that money into the Supermax prisons and to make sure that they are better and more adequate to hold the prisoners that were at Guantanamo Bay.